Damn. Look at that difference, 3% to 97%. Someone believes in Snow's Forgotten Bros. God, I love this mix. Should have been a DJ.
If you could only
Let's go, boys. NSL6. Thank you so much for the follow. Let's go, NSL. Hello, everyone. Welcome to NSL6. We are already in week 8. Can you believe it? Week 8 already, and we are coming at you today with a Tier 1 match. Been looking forward to this one all week. Can't wait to get into it. And the predictions are interesting, aren't they? Looks like we think Snow's Forgotten Bros are going to take the set. It's hard to say. We're going to find out. And once again, thank you everyone very much for tuning into this cast. It's always a pleasure to have you here, spectating these games. We're going to jump right into it with Nom Love Snow versus Naka. Two captains of these teams. Who is going to be the better representative? We're going to find out, and we're going to get into game one right now. Let's go. Spawning in the top left of Dark Origin, it's LoveSnow. And in the bottom right, it's Naka. Now, I checked beforehand. I did cheat a little bit. This is on the original map pack version of Dark Origin. It is not on the revision that some people have been playing on in week 8, and I believe all of the games that will be featured today are like that. They're all on the original map, so everyone, if you practiced on this, if you're already familiar on it, then nothing's going to have changed as far as your understanding. So we see LoveSnow going for that forward wall. Not surprising whatsoever there. Dark Origin, with this narrow little choke point here, why wouldn't you do that wall right at the front? And I guess the turn rate is an issue, I guess, but of course we can't see that with it being a replay. Wow, this is a really big deal, I guess. My goodness. Turn rate 12 to 14. Nice. Yeah, that's not the most comfortable to play on, is it? And Naka here just taking hatch before pool. Not surprising. So we're going to have to see what our players here choose to bring to this map, being that it is a 2-player map. There's all sorts of things that you can do when you know exactly where your opponent is. There's no guesswork involved. Of course, you can just play standard, too. You don't have to do a special prepared strategy of any kind. But it's always interesting to see what players bring when it's on a 2-player map. You know, and little things like this, I always love this. When you do something like this, no matter, you know, if you're Terran, if you're Protoss, whatever, but just preventing stuff from running around this little point here is always a nice thing to do. Even if it doesn't have a huge impact on the game, it's still very nice. This drone just being annoying. Oh, one more shot, but we're going to get out of there, looks like. We're going to be okay. Kind of very close, but still, no problem. And things looking very normal so far. Naka, though, going for a 2-base lair. And we'll have to see if it is Mutalisks or Lurkers. Likely Mutalisks, but you never know what could happen. LoveSnow taking gas on the other side of the map. And the command center is finishing up. So far, just a quiet opening. Nothing crazy in the early game to begin us off here. And very soon we'll see what the tech of choice is as the lair is finishing up. Almost certainly it is going to be a Spire. The Academy halfway constructed. And that Spire goes down. And this will be nice. The SCV will get in, see exactly what's going on. I mean, you kind of assume this, you kind of suspect this anyways, but it's just always nice to confirm it and just get that SCV in there. Cute little push out here with a couple Marines, but LoveSnow has to retreat as these Zerglings are quickly chasing him down across the bridge. Oh, man, maybe even going to lose one Marine here. That can be painful. And one is picked off for the cost of one Zergling. Quite nice. I mean, when you're getting an early academy like this and looking to do a timing or a little push, I mean, even just one Marine going down right at the beginning, that can compound, right? These things can build. One here, one there. Nice little pick off. All right, so here we go. Love Snow moving out. Medic is out. Moving across the bridge. These Zerglings have to be careful they don't get fished in here. And 2 going down for 1 hit on a Marine. Instantly healed. Naka wrapping around. Sees another medic and a fire bat joining the fray. So this is a more dedicated push, isn't it? 2 Sunkens at the front. And is that going to be enough to hold this off? I mean, we're going for it. It looks like Stimmy across the map, but they're already finished. And Mutalisks are morphing, so can we pop this? And it looks like we're going to retreat. Love Snow getting his comsat. +1 on the engineering bay. And we're likely going to see turrets quite soon. Naka, meanwhile, just sort of scouting around with these lings, keeping tabs on the army. Very nice right now. And the Mutalisks are out. Boodank, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it, brother. Naka, thank you very much. You guys are too kind. Looks like Love Snow just playing it safe, getting a bunker, getting his turrets up. He knows what the threat on the map is at this point in the game. And we see that Naka's taking the 3rd hatchery. All right, so it's going to be up to these Mutalisks here to get some harassment done. I mean, we had a decent early game. We didn't take any damage from that move out. We were able to force our opponent to turn around. Very nice, but what do we do from here? We need to get a little bit of damage done at least. Oh, and a Mutalisk going down. Only, I believe, 2 SCVs picked off, so not the greatest trade there. Okay, so once again up to 9 Mutalisks. This 3rd base just about to complete. And Love Snow adding on factory now, looking to get up to that science vessel. Some more harassment with the mutants. It's a little bit better this time, isn't it? That's getting a little bit more done. It's nice to see. The singular turret here is an easy target to pick out. And now we can abuse this area, right? The Marines come forward single file. It can be difficult to engage this Mutapack. Now we're going to get some real damage done. And this is where the power of Mutalisks can really show. Continuing to power on Muta. We do have an upgrade almost finished as well. And now the den is up, so we're going to be adding on lurkers shortly. Little pick, but we lose a Mutalisk in return. Another 2. Great targeting here from Love Snow. Starport halfway to completion. So very soon, we're going to have to do something other than pure Mutalisk. We're going to need to have those lurkers. Irradiate is going to wreak havoc on a pack of Mutas. Focusing turrets, but are we actually going to be able to kill this here? Well, with the Mutalisks joining, looks like this is a nice little attack on the natural, but Love Snow is moving across the map. He is going to force these units to have to come back and defend. At home, 2 Sunkens, nothing on the 3rd. Ooh, this is looking a little dire here. Is Love Snow going to stim in? It looks like he might. He chooses to retreat, group his army, perhaps heading for this 3rd. A lot of Mutalisk here. He has to be careful. The Zerglings come up to tank a little bit for the Mutalisks, and it looks like Naka is just going to attempt to take out this entire army, and he is going to succeed. Fantastic. And that's painful for Love Snow. To lose that army at this point in the game, we don't even have anything for a wall here. I mean, Naka, he could just move across the map at this point, and it looks like he's at least going to put a tiny bit of pressure on the front. Well, perhaps I was wrong. Looks like choosing just to hold the bridge. All the while, we are starting to morph lurkers, get into a defensive position, perhaps going to start looking for a 4th base. Love Snow adding on more barracks. Science vessels are coming out. But we have sustained fairly heavy losses here, haven't we? I mean, we've lost a decent amount of a Marine medic at this point. We still have these Mutalisks being annoying. Uh-oh. Oh, he needs to move those back. Oof. 3 in the blue. Ouch. Now, what is going to be our transition from here, though? Because as Love Snow gets these science vessels out, this is simply not going to do it anymore. We're going to have to either attempt to pick them off with Scourge, or we're going to have to set up in a sort of lurker-contained position here. Something has to change for the strategy going forward, or it cannot sustain forever. Okay, and here we go. Going up to Hive Tech now, so it looks like that's going to be the route we take. And getting another macro hatch in the main here. Just going to stay on 3 bases for now. And try to deal with what our opponent is fielding on the map. Radiate now finished. And Love Snow about to have +1/+1. Basically as this gets across the map, so this is a scary push incoming here for Naka. How are we going to deal with this? Looks like we have the Mutalisks behind, looking to pick off reinforcements. This is a very good strategy. Whittle down your opponent's army over time, dog them down, but we have to look out for this Irradiate. If there's an Irradiate on this... Oh no. Oh, can he split it in time? Oh, so many Mutalisks going down, and this is such a significant part of Naka's fighting force here. This army from Love Snow might be able just to run right across the map now. We have 1 Irradiate remaining. 3 Lurkers in a defensive position and a few Zerglings. This might not be enough. Nice connection with the Scourge, and it gets the one with the Irradiate. Naka fighting back, but how are we going to hold this bridge? Nice little pickoffs. Another 2 science vessels join the fray, though, and now this army can engage. We're just going for it. Burrowing Lurkers, nice targeting, but 1 spine gets out and takes out a huge chunk of Love Snow's army. An isolated Lurker here. These medics keeping this army alive. We have to be careful. We can't engage in little pieces or this will whittle things down. Love Snow stepping a little bit too far forward there. Back at home, he does have a sizable force just waiting in the reserves, and it looks like he will now move that across the map to join with the rest of his army. Naka holding on against that scary timing there from Love Snow. Very nice. All right, here comes the pain train, though. Round 2. Love Snow not giving up, but keeping the pressure on Naka here, knowing he still does not have a 4th base. The Scourge looking to get these science vessels and Irradiate on each. This could be the game-winning play here if he can get this spell off. Love Snow, this is looking like a commanding position. Irradiate goes down, a second Irradiate on these Lurkers. 1 vessel's taken out, but that's not enough. They've already gotten their spells off, and they're sitting underneath the Marine medic. 2 Lurkers, but they're injured. Naka desperately trying to hold on. And Love Snow walking into the 3rd base of Naka. Everything here will be slaughtered. 1 last attempt to come up with Lurker Ling, but this might be it. Look at that sea of red. GG is called. Love Snow takes game 1 on Dark Origin. All right, so a pretty action-packed game one there. Love Snow taking the first match, putting the LoveBoat on the board in the very first game. Very nice. But now, of course, as always, we have to pay the Twitch bills. We'll be right back for game 2 of Love Snow vs. Naka. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone, to NSL6, Week 8, the LoveBoat vs. Snow's Forgotten Bros. Arcturus Tier 1! We just had Game 1 of Love Snow vs. Naka, and we are going to jump right into Game 2 here. Let's go. Spawning in the top left of Paradiso, it's Love Snow. And in the bottom left, looking to bring it back, tied up 1-1, it's Nom's Naka. So taking it to Paradiso, Game 2. 4-player map, macro map, probably the most standard, like, ladder map in all of the NSL pool. See a lot of games on this one. And personally, I think it's one of the best maps in NSL. I really enjoy playing on this one myself. Although I do like the crazy maps from time to time. It's nice to have a sort of rock, a sort of base just map that everyone understands how to play on. So Naka here is going to send his Overlord Scout in the correct direction, which is very nice. It can be a pain in the butt if you got to send out that drone scout. And a forward barracks here from Love Snow. Not even for a wall, just a very forward barracks. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of early marine pressure. Very nice. Now, of course, Naka, he's going to see this right away. I mean, that was a barracks before supply. And he is going hatch first, so this could be some trouble. Now, it is just one barracks, but this can still be incredibly difficult to deal with. I mean, SCVs, they are fighting units, as everyone knows the meme. Very strong, very difficult to fight against SCVs, and when you get above maybe 3-4 Marines in the early game, that's it, right? It can snowball extremely quickly. So it looks like we do have gas being taken at the same time as pool. Naka, I think, has kind of figured out what's going on here, chasing down this SCV. But it's going to be tough, right? I mean, we're spent all our larvae at this point. We won't have a full 3 available when the pool does finish. And the first Marine just walking right up the ramp past this drone. Love Snow. Already at the front of his opponent's base, making a bunker. Okay, drones are being pulled. This is a do or die situation. Naka, can he stop this rush from Love Snow? He needs to kill these Marines. Nice shot so far. Quite a bit of damage, but this bunker is going to finish, so he has to body block this completely. He cannot let these Marines get in this bunker. Nice shot. Nice moving shot. Can he get the other Marine? Yes. Can he get the final one? Naka. The The lings are being made. It looks like it's held for now. He starts to work on the bunker. An incredible defense so far. Are we pulling the drones back too soon, though? We cannot let anything get in this. Oh, no, and LoveSnow does get a Marine in this bunker. We need to focus this down now. It's just one Marine. We cannot let this get entrenched. Trying not to lose the drones, tanking, and there we go. An excellent hold here from Naka. What a beautiful opening. Showing just how you hold off that Terran bullshit sometimes. Incredible. Now, with only 4 Zerglings, there's not much pressure that can be put back on the other side of the map. This bunker is going down. And with 3 Marines here in an SCV, there's no hope to get any real damage done here. The bunker finishes. Looks like we get 1 SCV at the cost of a couple of Zerglings. An okay trade. Alright, so the big question is, how does the game play out now after this opening, right? We have a, to say the least, inopportune kind of layout here from LoveSnow at the front of his base. But on the other side, Nakar, Zerg player, is still significantly behind in economy as well. After having his drones pulled for so long, you would like to have a little bit more than this right now. Second command center from LoveSnow here, just about finished. So going into more of a normal game from this point. And the lair begins for Naka. So we're going to have to see what the play is. Is it going to be fastest possible Mutalisks to abuse the fact that we don't even have an engineering base started yet? Are we going to see something different? We already have our defensive creep colonies up front here. Second we see LoveSnow move out again, we can turn those into Sunkens and hold on in time. So really after that opening, it feels like Naka has to come up with the flow of this game from here. What are we going to see to take back control now that LoveSnow's done that opening? Aaron says Hydras are cool. I agree. Hydras are cool. They are definitely cool units. They spit acid. They kill cannons. Looks like Naka's going to be taking his 3rd base at the main in the bottom right. And maybe just attempting to go into a sort of turtle style from here. Getting his Spire. Now, there's already quite a significant Marine count out, and the Spire's just begun, so I mean, Naka has to be careful that LoveSnow doesn't sniff this out and just walk to this space instead of the natural. I mean, he wants to intentionally walk in front of this Overlord here, so he knows that Naka knows that he knows somebody has to make units. He knows he's not going to go all the way across the map, but if you don't make the units, you could still die. It looks like Naka not buying it. Alright, so we see drones scouted out by SCVs in the bottom right, so now decisions to be made when this is blocked by 3 Sunkens. Are we going to go prevent this from actually establishing? LoveSnow just posturing, but I would be incredibly surprised if he pushes into this. And he does retreat back across the map. And that Spire just popped. The Mutalisks will begin to be made. And LoveSnow, with incredible timing, is getting his turrets down right as this occurs. Very nice to see. Of course, players of this level, they're going to have those timings down almost exactly, even after a crazy opening occurs. Okay, so Naka still has not got that 3rd base down, just now establishing it. Looks like he was kind of wishy-washy on what he wanted to take after it was scouted out by LoveSnow, but we do end up taking this other main. So if the game goes on, we'll be able to get this base essentially for free and establish the bottom portion of the map here. Comsat's going down. Upgrades rolling. Barracks is up. Everything's looking very nice here for LoveSnow. He's getting that factory down, looking to head towards that starport tech. Okay, so here we go. First Mutalisks are out. Looks like we're going to have a total of 8 here. And the harassment will begin. This turret, a little bit isolated. We can pick that off immediately. Very nice. Free SCVs. We'll take it. Naka getting a lot better harassment off the initial Mutalisks than in the previous game. Even getting a Marine there. You have LoveSnow still looking around for other bases taken by Naka while this harassment occurs. This base just being established now, finally popping. You know, and as much as I'm a Protoss player, and I don't want to root for Terran, when you hear this music, when you're playing a game, you're fighting off swarms of bugs, and you hear this Terran theme, you can't help but push across the map. And LoveSnow, he's feeling it. He's going right now. But he's heading to this third. Now Naka, it's going to be up to him to dog this army and try to pick off any Marine medic that he can. He's making a beeline across the map, and I would love to see him coming around from the sides trying to get a couple of units. This is a very hard force to fight. 6 Zerglings, 10 Mutas, and a Dream. Lurker aspect, a quarter of the way finished. LoveSnow establishing his starports and science facilities. Ooh, not on the ramp. Oof. Oh, this is going to be a hard fight. Using the ramp to his advantage, trying to choke these Marines out. It might still be too much for him, though. Down to 6 Mutalisks here. These are not able to be made into Lurkers yet. Trying to use the Hydralisks to fight, that's not going to be enough to help here. The Mutalisks all go down. Stim Pack. An incredible upgrade, as always. Arcane Wind says all aboard the LoveBoat. Starting to feel that way. This third base completely denied, including the drones going down. A dire situation here for Naka as he takes the third closer to his base. More units streaming across the map from LoveSnow. Stim is absolutely a good unit, you're correct. There we are, and the first science vessel has begun, and LoveSnow looking to take a third, feeling in a dominating position. And it's gonna, I mean, can you blame him? It's gonna take something incredible at this point for Naka to pull back here. I feel like our best gambit might be some hold position Lurkers or something to that effect, but we need to kill the first science vessel if that's ever gonna have a choice, on the table for us. There's no way to make that happen otherwise. This paltry force here, not enough to stop this massive army of Marine Medic with +1. And here we go, stimming forward. LoveSnow just decimating the army of Naka. Nothing remains, and he is pushing into this second, third base. 2 Lurkers here. Now very carefully, not fighting through the choke points. Even 2 Lurkers through choke points could kill everything here for LoveSnow. He knows he almost has this game. It just takes one more dominating move. Is he going to go for it? Looks like LoveSnow going to stim in and fight these 2 Lurkers. You know, a very nice arc. Here's the scan. Comes forward. And this just might be too much. Naka having his third base denied twice. And GG is called. LoveSnow taking it 2-0 in a commanding fashion. Okay, so Love Snow, 2 points on the board for Team the LoveBoat. Very nice opening. Their captain bringing it home for the team. Naka, however, played a very nice set of games there. Not to take anything away from him. I feel that they were a fairly even matchup, and that was very entertaining overall. So thank you very much to the players for those games. We are going to head to a quick commercial break. And thank you so much for the raid, Breeze. And when we come back, we are going to have Azzy Dahaki for Sugar. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us here for NSL6 Week 8, the LoveBoat for Snow's Forgotten Bros. We are going to go in to our second set now. Azzy Dahaki for Sugar/Exit. You guys ready for this game? I know I'm ready. Finally getting some Protoss action. Let's go. Bonnie in the top left of Dark Origin. It's Nom's very own Sugar. And in the bottom right, recently joining Nom, it's Azzy Dahaki. Now, for anyone who's played me practicing on this map, I love to do some bullshit on this map. As a Protoss player, you can hide stuff just everywhere. There's so many nice spots to hide things on this map. So we're going to have to see if Azzy here is going to bring some sort of prepared strategy or just play normal, right? Just play a standard game. Because as I said before, those two-player maps, they can bring out, the best in people and sometimes the worst in people. So a Pylon Scout here from Azzy, perhaps looking to gas steal right off the bat. Manadog says Azzy isn't much of a cheeser. Well, when Protoss is in your blood though, right? I mean, you might not be much of a cheeser, but it still happens occasionally, right? So here we go. Looks like Azzy is going to go for the gas steal. And Sugar attempted to block it there, but looks like he just couldn't get something there in time. A little bit unfortunate. He did see it coming in. And now we're going to have to see his take on how you play when your gas is stolen. And this is an interesting thing, right? I mean, every Terran player seems to have their own sort of take on what you do when this happens, right? Because it's such a dominating thing in the matchup. I mean, it's going to happen almost more times than not when you're on a two-player map. So you really have to develop your own sort of thought process on where you take the game after that. So it's going to be sort of interesting to see what Sugar does. I mean, I've seen some players just take 3 SCVs and kill it immediately. Some people choose to completely ignore it and get a command center, as Exit is doing here. And it looks like we're following this up with a couple of Zealots. The first one already being out, and the second en route. Very unfortunately, though, this probe has taken quite a bit of hull damage, so not going to be able to help out too much with this Zealot. Going to have to be very careful. Looks like we're just going to send that home. Not even going to attempt to do anything with it. This is a nice little setup here. With a couple of Marines, you should be able to hold off this Zealot pressure fairly easily. Ozzy, looks like he's aiming for the ramp. Is he actually going to run by this and go up, or just chase these Marines, try to get some hits? We are waiting for the second Zealot to join this engagement. Very nice. Gets the SCV, just constructing the bunker. Perhaps Ozzy can actually deny this command center? Looks like it is going to get up. But can we stop the bunker? Getting some shots on these Marines. Nice micro. Taking out this SCV building once again. Very aggressive opening here from Ozzy, and a third Zealot is about to join. This command center did not finish. He is desperately trying to get this bunker up, but he cannot get it up. Sugar in a little bit of trouble here, losing Marines on the main base as well. On the other side of the map, Ozzy. He's taken a Nexus. Nice little hold on, ooh, glitching out the Zealots even. The injured one somehow gets away, my goodness. Both of these Zealots almost dead. Is he really gonna walk out of here with this? This is what I'm talking about. You might not be a cheeser, but this is Protoss if I ever saw it. Wow. Finally, Sugar able to establish his natural base here. And Ozzy going for that fast third Nexus after all of that pressure. And I mean, hey, fair, right? If you're the Terran player right now, you're not moving out anytime soon. You've got 5 Marines and 3 of them are injured. You're not going anywhere. So Sugar, finally establishing a forward ground here. Going to be a bit of a slower pace to the game now, but this third Nexus is very concerning, right? This can get out of control quite quickly. The economic advantage that Protoss is going to have once this kicks in is going to compound faster than you might realize it does. Okay, so Sugar putting down 3 factories at once. And Ozzy up to 3 gateways now. So generally, I think in this sort of a situation, you're gonna need a couple more gateways than your opponent has factories, right? Just matching them on count, and we see now Sugar actually even going up to 4 fact immediately. Just matching them on count is not going to be enough. I mean, if he's up to 4 fact, if he adds on a 5th, we're going to need 6 or 7 gateways at least, right? We're going to get an observer across the map eventually. Our rowboat just finished. We have to put down our observatory. By the time we see this, it might be too late to add additional gateways. And after that early pressure, you know, you have to be careful sometimes, right? If you force your opponent into a situation where they must make a hyper-aggressive play to stay in the game, and then you don't prepare for that. Instead, you go very greedy, taking another Nexus there. If he attacks with the right timing, this could be very difficult for Ozzy to hold. Okay, so that observer now on the way. 4th gateway added. Really only a couple of units out, though. And here we go, the pump has begun. Speed, mines, both being researched. Double tank being pumped. And the first vulture's coming out. So this is going to be a very aggressive play, it looks like. Now we have that economic advantage, right, that we spoke about kicking in. We're at 49 probes versus 33 SCVs. But we have to deal with this in front of us first. If we can't survive this push, that economic advantage, it's not going to matter. Okay, so here we go. Sugar. Looks like he's about to move directly across the map, and this observer from Aussie is just getting into the base now. He still hasn't even come up and seen the factories. Mines placed on the exit of the bridges. Very difficult to deal with. You got to be careful trying to move your Dragoons across that. Okay, and here we go. So the Vulture's wrapping around. There is a force here waiting for this move. The probe scouting that out. Very nice. Damage taken on this Dragoon here. Are we planting some more mines? Looks like a bit of a miss, Micro. Big mine hits. Well, only one goes off, and that other mine is picked off. So all in all, lost about 5-6 Vultures. Got a Zealot, Dragoon. Maybe not quite the trade we were looking for there, but this tank count getting a little scary. And more are on the way, continuing to be pumped out here on the side of exit. Okay, and so this is what I was talking about, right? We're just adding these gateways now. Perhaps we still don't quite realize the force that we're about to be fighting against here. And Sugar moving across the map. Here we go. This observer sees everything. How is Aussie going to respond? Perhaps the best play is just to hold the bridge, right? We're going to have to see where this army is actually directed. Looks like we're going straight down the center here. Oh no, walking across this bridge. Got to be careful. These spider mines take out 2 goons. That hurts with this incoming force. 2 goons is still 2 goons. Here we go, pushing across this bridge. A beautiful arc of Dragoons here. Very difficult to move across this. Sugar, he's got to be careful. This may not be the play here. These tanks are not in a good position. Everything else being picked off. The tanks are sieged, but they're not getting good surface area on these Dragoons. Well, they're having trouble moving up, but finally these Dragoons are going to wipe this army. And good game is called by Sugar. A real shame, I feel, if he had just moved his forces across multiple bridges at once rather than all of them down this bottom bridge here. That might have gone a lot better for him. A very tough engagement, and Aussie taking that game, holding off that pressure, almost no problem. All right, so Aussie taking game 1 of the set. That puts 3 points on the board for the LoveBoat. Sugar looking to put them on the board for Snow's Forgotten Bros. We're going to head right now into game 2. Let's go. Spawning in the top left corner. It's Exit, our purple Terran. And in the top right corner, it's our blue Protoss, Aussie. Okay, so, again, on to a 4-player map, right? So both players can play a more free game, a little bit more open game. They have to scout, they have to react a little bit more than on a 2-player map. Wide variety of strategies that can be used in this matchup as well, right? I mean, you can bring almost anything on a big open 4-player map like this. It really depends on the style of player that you are. If you're the kind of, I play standard, I just go for the macro game and I want to outplay you with my mechanics, or if you're, well, never mind. We have, okay, oh, well, never mind any of that talk. We have Sugar here with barracks, and looks like going to be a second barracks in the middle of the map. Looks like we're going for the old-fashioned BBS, barracks supply. I love it. I love it. You know what? This honestly can be one of the most exciting things to see when certain builds like this match up. I mean, in BBS here, we're against just one gate, just a standard opening from Ozzy, so could potentially end the game, could potentially backfire. It's really going to come down to the micro, and this is where some players really shine, isn't it? This is where it can be really exciting. So we're going to have to see how the engagement goes here. Are we going to look to hold the ramp, or are we going to let this in and then engage maybe with a drill? Going to have to see. Of course, Ozzy, he does not have any idea this is coming yet. This is very nice as well. Exit, finding his opponent right away. Knows exactly where to send his units, but he's banking the first couple before he sends them in. Doesn't want to tip his opponent off. Lets the probe go out. Now, fortunately, Ozzy scouting in the correct direction. So he's going to see, the second he gets into this base, I mean, oh, is he going? Okay, no. His game sense is not that incredible. He is not checking the center. And here we go. Sugar pulling the boys, too. So this probe's going to run right into this. And he will know exactly what is going on from seeing this. Here we go. And it looks like he might even try a bit of moving shot as well. The Marines are moving across the map with the SCV. One in the base, harassing probes. Shield batteries added. Ozzy, he knows exactly what's going on here. Is he going to be able to hold this aggression? Oh, and the first unit here. Is it going to get trapped by this force? Not moving it in time. The goon actually getting blocked up on the SCVs. Only takes a little bit of hull damage. The probes are pulled. The Marines, though, putting so much DPS down. And at this point, I think just too much damage has been taken. Even if you can repel this force, too many probes have gone down. Sugar. Looks like he is going to take this game off Ozzy. Unless some incredible miracle happens here. This bunker is almost finished. Second Dragoon pops. Taking so much damage. A little bit of hull damage now. Shield's gone. Is this shield battery going to be the MVP? Are we going to hold this with this shield battery? Wow. Incredible. We end up holding off this force, and there is no economy on the side of Sugar here. This bunker is the last hope that he has in this match. He is targeting this pylon, so no more units can be made. But he has nothing going on his side. One SCV mining. Here we go. Exit, pushing forward. Taking a little too many shots here with the goons. Are the probes going to be pulled as well? Damage going down on this Dragoon, but the shield battery, the pylon finishing just in the nick of time to save this Dragoon. And the Marines all go down. That is it. GG, well played is called by Sugar. Fantastic game. BBS. Amazing. My friends, Snow's Forgotten Bros, they're not having a good night so far. Down 2 sets, 2-0, have yet to get on the board. But you know what? They have a secret weapon up their sleeve. They have their captain coming up next, AK. He's not going to lose to Vudank. He's going to get his team on the board. I know he is. And we're going to see it right after this commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back to NSL6 Week 8, the LoveBoat for Snow's Forgotten Bros. Arcturus Tier 1. We are heading in to our last set of the day. Vudank, first AK, captain of Snow's Forgotten Bros. Not one to let his team go down without a fight. Let's get right into it. Let's go. Game 1. Spawning in the top left of Dark Origin, it's Vudank. And in the bottom right, Mr. AK-47. And curiously, we have an SCV sent out almost immediately. I wonder what this is for. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, sending your SCV this early. Surely this tips Vudank off to something crazy going on. There's no real situation when you would send an SCV like that right at the start of the game and not do something crazy. And of course, we did see an extremely early barracks come down. But I'm really wondering what the intention behind this is. Is it to perhaps block a wall? Is it to just make sure that your opponent is not, say, double proxy gating? Very curious indeed. And even the gas being taken here. And the players simultaneously telling us what happened and solving the mystery. AK says, I was not expecting his probe to do a natural pylon. Makes sense. At that timing, you would not really expect your SCV to be scouted, and Vudank says he was going to 5 racks in my base, but I scouted it. It was timed out, so if Protoss did gas steal, my SCV would already be in his base. The players giving us their explanations for their builds. And really now we get the treat of seeing where do we go when it all goes wrong. So we have the first Zealot popping out here for Vudank, immediately moving across the map. Only 2 Marines so far to hold this ramp. Can we moving shot it? Can we get it? Ah, thank you. Vudank, moving, shotting, killing that SCV. Here we go. First Zealot coming up. Second Zealot on the way. We're continuing to build them, continuing to rally. And we do not have the greatest SimCity setup to deal with this, do we? So SCVs being pulled out here. We cannot take hits on these Marines. We need to get some damage down on this Zealot. The second is going to arrive any moment. It's a very precarious situation here for AK. This can be incredibly difficult to deal with. Posturing, trying to keep this Zealot from going to the mineral line. Oh, gets 2 hits on that Marine, and with 2 Zealots here now, this is going to be incredibly hard to hold for AK. First Zealot moving over to the SCV line. Some nice micro, pulling back the damaged ones, getting some good shots off on that Zealot. Meanwhile, these Marines are being chased completely out of the base, trying not to take that final hit on the damaged Marine. And here's where it gets very, very dicey. We now have 3 Zealots in the base, although this forward one is injured. Vudank pulled it back intelligently. We want to conserve everything we can here, sending it to take this SCV out, building the bunker. Almost completed. We need to get in here. Can we hold? We get the Marines in the bunker. Incredibly important, but it is out of range of this supply depot. Very nice damage down, even glitching out the Zealot a little bit there. Gonna get one SCV, but we'll trade that to kill this Zealot in our base. And now the Dragoon's coming up. We need to reach a critical mass of Marines. A Dragoon is a fearsome opponent in this situation. Looks like no range started at this time. And again, pulling SCVs, trying to force this out of his base. He does take out the Zealot. And now this Dragoon has to retreat. Can't afford being surrounded by SCVs. These 4 Marines will kill this, even though 3 are very injured. And Vudank, oh, don't tell me he's going to get them all. Vudank being as efficient as possible with this Dragoon here. Those 3 injured Marines coming back to bite AK, taking a ton of damage from these SCVs though. Is he going to be able to kill this Dragoon like that? Wouldn't that just be hilarious? Meanwhile, we have another 3 Dragoons coming across the map, more being constantly produced. Vudank has now taken his natural expansion behind this pressure. We have nothing in this bunker. A singular Marine. He needs to get up here quick. Actory only now just started. Things are looking incredibly dire here for AK. 4 Dragoons simply running past the bunker. And this is looking like lights out for AK. He pulls all of the boys, but this singular Marine will not be able to stop this force of Dragoons. 1 Dragoon getting glitched, but another is coming up to join, keeping the forces remaining at 4. It doesn't even take this one out at 5 Dragoons. AK calls GG. Well played. And Vudank taking game 1 on Dark Origin. All right, so it's not looking good for Snow's Forgotten Bros. It might be a sweep. Here's hoping that Captain AK can bring it back in the next game. We're going to take one more commercial break so we do not get interrupted. And then we're going to head right in to Vudank vs. AK Game 2. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. NSL6, Week 8, the LoveBoat vs. Snow's Forgotten Bros. We are going to get in now to Game 2 of Vudank vs. AK. Spawning in the top right. It's our incredibly difficult color to see. Protoss player Vudank. And in the bottom left, it is our also incredibly difficult color to see. Terran player AK. Looking to bring it back and tie it up 1-1. Okay, so I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is our first cross spawn of the day. So perhaps we're going to get a split map or a larger macro game here. That would be lovely to see. Been some pretty incredible games so far today. A lot of really sort of bold plays coming out from our players here. So that can be very exciting to see too. But sometimes you want to see, you know, you want to see a really long, drawn out macro game. That can be exciting in its own way. Well, we see at this point that we don't have any, you know, 2 SCVs going to the center of the map. So that's a good indication that we might get a bit longer of a game. And perhaps not wanting a repeat of last game, AK just doing a nice little SimCity here. Just a little Zealot Micro SimCity. Vudank, of course, doing nothing out of the ordinary. 12 gas. Very expected. And in this little bit of downtime, will the players get into their standard builds? I just want to thank all of you very much for supporting the stream, supporting NSL6, and everyone that's put a lot of work into it. Big shout out to all the other casters that have been doing games. It's always great to see all of these amazing tournament matches put out there, and I hope you guys have all been enjoying the series from all of the casters for putting on this amazing tournament for everyone. The biggest of shout outs, of course, to Cookie Master for making it all happen, and all of the generals for helping out with all the administration. It's been an absolute treat to cast these games with you guys, so thank you very much. And here we have AK getting his factory. Everything's looking standard. Both players scouting out their opponent. And we may be seeing Vudank here take a Nexus just off a singular gateway. And hey, maybe we get that macro game. So Vulture right away. Going up to 3 Marines. Are we going to see this cheeky little move out where it's the first Vulture with the Marines just moving out to fight against this initial Dragoon? Nice little block with the SCV here, not being able to get up the ramp. Rather obnoxious. Of course, we see the expansion, but we don't exactly know what's going on behind this. And this is always cute, right? You like to see this. So when you send out that initial SCV, of course, you don't take the direct path. You want to avoid any Dragoons coming forward. You take a roundabout path, and what you're hoping for is that when you get over here, your opponent was greedy, and they either sent all of their Dragoons across the map to pressure the bunker, or they simply don't have another one they built at home, right? If you can get this Vulture in here, it doesn't happen all the time, but if you can get it in there uncontested, massive damage will be done before you can walk all the way back across the map. And look at this, here we go. Dragoon moving across the map. AK, is he gonna sniff this out? We'll have to see if the third one is to follow. Looks like right now just holding it the natural. And of course, the range pressure on the bunker. The tank will come forward, shoot the Dragoon, Protoss will back up. That standard dance that we always see. And the game will continue to develop from here. So AK, almost finished with mines, perhaps looking to use this Vulture out on the map to lay mines for these retreating dragoons. If that catches you off guard and you lose those initial dragoons, that can be, you know, that can be very difficult for you to regain that map control after that initial flub. And very unfortunately, AK getting a little bit too greedy there, trying to place a mine directly outside the base of his opponent. The first observer is now out, and he simultaneously lost one at the front, trying to mine aggressively against these dragoons. So now Vudank, he feels perfectly comfortable to go take this third. He knows that he's held off anything initial from our Terran player, and now the onus is on Terran to find out how he's going to break out of this little mini contain here. It looks like we're just continuing to add on siege tanks, going up to a third. Ooh, and are we gonna get Reaver? Be very nice. Haven't seen any Reaver yet today. Of course, against a turtling Terran, Reaver can sometimes be the answer. The second Terran starts to move out, you can take pot shots from the side, you can fly into their base while there's nothing to defend. It can be very difficult to deal with Reaver, but on the flip side, if Vudank makes a mistake, he loses that. All he's left to defend with, 5 Dragoons. You know, first tanks coming up, we're up to 3 already. It can be a little bit dicey to hold on to that third base. And just continuing to get these vultures out on the map to lay mines. Very nice. We do have speed finishing up now. And we're going to see, is AK going to do a bit of a timing here as he gets out perhaps, say, 5 tanks? Maybe 6? Are we going to see a bit of a move out? Of course, he does not know about this incoming Reaver yet. In his mind, he's just playing against a greedy Protoss with a couple of Dragoons. More gateways being added on, so Vudank is looking to get aggressive in this mid-game. And a very healthy probe count, 55 to 44. And here we go. With the addition of the Goliath, this is going to help us sort of repel this shuttle. And here we go. Coming forward with the Reaver. Have to see what the initial engagement looks like. AK poised to set up a third base here. We have to be very careful we don't siege all of these tanks together. A stray Scarab could wreak havoc on this little group. Observer comes forward. Tanks are not that spread. Here we go. Speed is done. Moving. Oh, incredible mine. Oh, no. And the Reaver. Scarab connects with 2 tanks immediately. Everything is lost here at the front for AK. A vicious attack from Vudank. The Reaver picked up. He's not done yet. He smells blood. Vudank moving forward. Careful to pick off these mines with the Observer. All we have is 3 Goliaths and 2 tanks. Can we hold with the high ground advantage? Bringing the Reaver forward. First shot goes down. Very nice micro, picking up the Reaver, getting all of the Marines in that bunker, but he has to be careful here. He can't lose this shuttle. The siege tank's doing huge damage. All that's left is the Reaver and 1 Dragoon. And everything falls. So at the end of the day, Vudank, he does deny that third, but he loses a large chunk of his force. But the economic advantage is huge. He's up to 65 probes versus 47. All right, AK moving out once again, trying to establish a forward position. Has to be careful we don't take any unnecessary losses here. We've already bled quite a bit. More Dragoons coming up. Very nice, setting up for a repair. Ooh, but 8 Dragoons. There's only 3 tanks here. Depending on the engagement, there could be quite a bit of damage laid down. And Vudank, he is not giving up. Looks like he's gonna bulldog his way through here. Double speed shuttle, Reaver and Zealots. So just pulling back for now, bringing back these Dragoons. He understands what his opponent AK is looking to do. He sees his posturing that he wants to take this 3rd base. I mean, he must take this 3rd base. There's no question about it. But it looks like Vudank has other plans in mind. Here we go, flying into the main base of his opponent. There is 2 turrets here, but that's not going to be enough to stop this. All of AK's army is positioned at the front of the natural. There is nothing here to prevent this from doing damage. The Reaver fires the first Scarab. Only 2 connections, not the worst in the world. The SCVs are pulled. But how do you come back and engage this? We have no vultures. It's just a Goliath and tanks. Coming up this ramp, especially with Micro on the shuttle, could be very difficult to engage. First Scarab is shot. If we can take out this Goliath, there's nothing left preventing this Micro. We could drop the Reaver right next to this. And here we go. That's exactly what Vudank is going to do. 2 Zealots being dropped down. And these tanks are defenseless versus this force, the Scarabs, and the Zealots, taking out everything remaining here for AK. His production is not secured. On the other side, we have a huge force waiting to be moved across from Vudank, so even if this is repelled, it's still going to be very dangerous for AK. This Reaver just getting so many SCV kills. Back on the side of the map of Vudank, we have the 4th base established, an incredible gateway count, and the macro engine is just pumping at 68 probes. In times like this, all you can do is hope that you can turtle your way out of this as Terran, but this Reaver is still wreaking havoc on the supply lines, the mineral bank of AK. We do have a Wraith out, but it's not currently in a position to take out any of these shuttles. AK has just bled so much here. That massive army now coming across the map. These speed zealots alone, never mind the Dragoons, could probably wipe out his entire force. Are we about to see the end of Snow's Forgotten Bros? Here we go, this Protoss army. Looking huge. Zeski, thank you for the follow. Sending the Zealots directly into the natural. Not even engaging the 3rd, totally ignoring it. GG, well played his call. And AK taps out Vudank, taking it 2-0. Wow, what an incredible set of games we had today. Very unfortunately, Snow's Forgotten Bros, they were swept this week. Swept, you might say, if you were grammatically correct. 2-0 in all 3 games today. An incredible showing from Love Snow, Azzy Dahaki, and Vudank, but also an incredible showing from Naka, Sugar, and AK. Excellent games, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us for NSL6 Week 8. We are going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we are going to raid one of our players, Azzy Dahaki, on stream. We'll be right back. right, everybody. Once again, thank you so much for joining us for this NSL cast. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure and a privilege. We're going to head now over to Ozzy Daki himself and see how he's doing on his stream. Time to raid.